Hi guys, welcome to episode 5. I'm very happy to see you here. It means that you probably created a wonderful scene and I cannot wait for you to share it in Discord. You painted a scene. I hope you use a discount coupon that I provided in the previous episode so that you can save 25%. And I hope that you followed the link to get the free Japanese city asset and that you thank the owner of the assets. If you use your own assets, it's fine, obviously, as long as you learn and that you understand. So now, today we're going to talk into NPCs. But there's multiple type of NPCs, you know. There's a innkeeper, the storage keeper, storekeeper. There's a normal person that talks, the quest giver. There's a lot of NPCs. So we're gonna start the process by using a normal dialog NPC because that's the most basic utilization of the dialog assets, the NPC prefab. So now I'm gonna say this again. This is a voiceover because I don't have time to film myself and all that goes with that. You know, the editing. So I just voice over. It saves me time. So now I have to follow my French counterpart here. So now he's looking at the dialogue assets in the folder dialogues on the left. You really need to follow visually what's happening. The assets are the dialogue asset are a Unity thing, but the 2D RPG kit reorganized it in a way that uses the user interface. So you need to follow this mode, which is a portrait with elements that you add. The elements are going to be the picture of the portraits. Then there are dialogue lines, and optionally there's a closing message. And as for the order of things, you really need to do like we see here. This is I'm inspecting a dialogue from the demo game. This is a dialogue when Rem enters Alice's house. If you play the demo that comes with the 2D RPG kit, you will remember that dialogue. So if you look the order of things, you need to start with // the name of the person. I'm not sure if slash or dash or the English words like that are weird. So I'm just gonna say // and I mean this. So // the name of the person, and then you need to do a asterisk and the element number. So if the portrait is in slot 1, slot element 0, you need to put 0. And if you look here, if I click on it, this leads to the main character's portrait, Rem. And if I look at the other person, it leads at the second portrait. So the elements are linked this way. The portraits, you link the image into the element slots. And then when you do asterisk and a number, it will tell the user interface which portrait to put when this person talks. So the NPCs that come with the kit already have graphics. If you do your own characters, you're gonna have to do your own portraits. Doing a portrait is easy. I'm gonna do it in Paint, Microsoft Paint, the free one, in a few minutes. So now he's looking at the NPC on the left, and he's showing you the components. So right off the bat, you see there's a Box Collider 2D. The Box Collider 2D, no matter the item in Unity, this is what makes the player hit a wall if you want. You're not going to be able to walk over the NPC while he has a Box Collider. And another usage for this is when it's in trigger mode, like you see right now. It means that it's why you see two squares actually on top of the NPC. One of them is the collider so that you don't walk over him, and the other one is is trigger collider that makes him react when you press A button next to him. It interacts with the dialogue you have slotted into that NPC for now, because this is a vanilla NPC. So now, honestly, don't remember what. Okay, layers. Yeah. So I'm saying that when you have a box collider on a character that is not his trigger, it's just like if you painted him in a solid layer. You're not going to be walking over him. There are other ways to manipulate the layering of the character, but it's more advanced stuff. We won't see that in the first episode of NPCs. This is much later on. So yeah, so if you look in the to the RPG kit, he separated the NPCs into multiple body parts. You don't have to use all them. You can just use like one sprite, but by default, the vendor has a head and a body separated. So this way you can put the head on the foreground and the body on the solid layer, and this way on the player layer, and this way you can create the illusion of walking behind them and having a great effect. Otherwise, when you create a new NPC, if you want to use the dialog properties, you can simply make the NPC invisible. I'll show that also in a few minutes. So aside from that, you see the NPC in the inspector. He has boxes for is it a shop, is it inn. So those are boolean values. So when the game executes, it's gonna check like, oh, there's NPC. Does he have a dialogue? Yes. Is it a shop? Is it a inn? In this case, gonna say nope. So we're just gonna read the dialogue that you insert in the slot. So this NPC is like a passive NPC that you're gonna talk to him, and that's all. The way he is configured from base. Unless you put a quest or an event on him, because you see an event, a quest. We're gonna go over the event and the quest later on. The quests kind of soon, but the events, this is much more complicated. You can go see Arktentrion's guide for event in the meantime, but I will cover them in detail later on. So if I want to put a dialog into this NPC, I want to go into the dialog folder. Right now, if you go on the left, you can see dialog folder. All the demo dialog are in there, like the one we were looking at with Ram and Nollis. But when we purge the demo from the game, if you want to do that, if you want to like remove the demo, let's say you've outgrown the demo, you're done with it. At some point, I've kept the demo for maybe 4 months in my folder. It was not bothering me. It's just after a while, yeah, I'm just gonna make the project lighter. Just remove. Just make it lighter. So yeah, so I created a dialog folder into the dialog folder, just not to confuse everyone. And here I'm gonna simply create a new dialog. Sadly, we don't see the right-click menu popping in OBS. I probably need to configure something. Or I could just record in full screen mode instead of recording just a window. Problem is my screen are 4K resolution, so yeah, I'm not gonna. That's gonna be a problem. So whatever. Sorry for if my resolution is too big. It's why it looks small. But whatever. So you right click, you do create dialog. It's as simple as that. Right click, create dialog. Then you rename the dialog. I think I named it like Mustach Man because he has a mustache and I'm trying to be funny. So if you look the dialog I just created, it's empty. It's just 0, 0, 0. There's nothing in it. So we're gonna have to want to put a portrait, to put dialog lines. Optionally, we can put a closing message. But for now, I'm gonna do the wrong things on purpose, just to see you how it works. That you need to respect the structure of the kit, because what the kit does, it saves you time, but it also organizes Unity stuff, so that instead of you figuring it all out, you just have to do it the way that it was designed to, and you're gonna get more features out of the kit. So the features from earlier, // the name, asterisk the number for the portrait, all of these things needs to be respected. If you skip some of these steps, the dialog will not show pretty. It will be a problem. So right now I'm writing dialog instead of doing the // name and the portrait designation. I'm just writing dialog right away, just so to see you how bad it gets real fast, so that you understand why I ask you to do things in a precise order, and then you need to follow, quote-unquote, religiously the order of stuff. If you don't know, if you're here to 100% learn, not if you already have a baggage and you're not learning anything, you know. But if you're actually in deep learning mode, it's important to follow step by step everything that I do. This way you don't even have to understand. Your comprehension will come with time as your project grows bigger, because I will push this series kind of far for a series, you know. It's gonna be actually a small game with stuff happening in it. So from there you're gonna be able to reskin it to reskin it to whatever, and so on. So yeah, I'll go back to what I was saying. So I created the dialogue. I did it very wrong on purpose by skipping the / name and the portrait explanation. So now I'm basically gonna run the game to show you guys that everything will be terrible because the kit was not used properly, and then I will step by step configure it properly until we get a perfect NPC configuration that is very simple, just like the one that were in the demo dialog folder. Basically, I'm demonstrating. I'm going deep on the on the dialogue, on all the stuff that can happen. So you will probably recognize some mistake you've made, and this is why it was doing that or whatever. So I'm basically decorticating. Oh my God, what's that word in English? Whatever, untangling. Yeah, I'm untangling the whole dialogue thing. So you see, since I skip the name and I skip the portrait, is just a white square and it says name. So you can figure that somewhere in the code it says, if you don't find a line there, return name. So yeah, it's important to understand how it works. But you're not gonna learn 10 years of computer compiling, so you just follow along. It's important to learn from good information. So right now I'm gonna add the / with the name of Mustach Man. So that's one step. And I don't remember what he's saying. Oh yeah, the length, because the length of Mustach Man is slightly too long. It's gonna be a bit off, but this is all UI stuff that is 100% scalable and customizable. We will absolutely cover how to customize the UI, but this is not gonna be an early episode like this. UI is probably gonna be in the family of the episode 10 to 15 or somewhere in there. I'm doing a guess there, a guesstimate. So now I did portrait, but I entered no portrait. So the NPC is not even working. I try to talk, you see his head turn, that means he's turning towards the player, but he's not doing anything because I broke the logic order. Just for a little thing like that, because I said **0, so he's trying to find a portrait slot, but there are no portrait slot, so he's just like, dude, I'm out of here. It breaks the loop, breaks the algorithm. Like yeah, that's a French word. I mean, so so now we put a portrait, but it says no sprite. So when it's no sprite state, it puts a white square, just like when we did not solicitate a portrait by not putting ***, just a white square. So now what we want is to put a head on Mustach Man. So we're gonna go into the kit bottom left. We see the sprites that come with the demo kit. So we go in the sprite folder. And this is the wrong folder. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, character folder. So you see the portrait we touched earlier, the portrait with Ram, the portrait with Alice, basically the players of the demo. And then you have this bad boy here. You open it and you see all the heads of the heads and the bodies of the people in the RPG kit. So now we got the head of Mustach Man in all 4 directions, because when you speak to him, he turns. So there needed to be 4 directions. So thank you very much, our job to make the 4 directional heads. So but we're gonna use the front all direction one. So, but yeah, you need to have the dialogue selected for it to appear in the inspector to the right, and then you can slide it into the slot. It's a bit annoying sometimes, but you'll get used to it. So now his head is put in there. This is fantastic. I'll be able to show it. However, just like I said earlier, we did not scale the UI so far. So now we had room for a portrait. Instead, we put a head that is smaller than the square of the portrait. So we've got this flying head thing going on. So yeah, but it's okay. We're gonna fix all that later, and you don't have to to use the Mustach Man floating head portrait anyway. I'm just showing you how it works. Idealistically, you're gonna make you're gonna do whatever when you for the first month. You're only gonna unify the graphics later when you make up your mind on a theme and you pick the perfect asset of your dream. Either it be free or a paid one, or you make it yourself. Sky's the limit. That's what is fun. Making a game is a game. It's just a type of game. So when you buy 2D RPG kit, you're kind of buying a game. Making a game is fun. You look Mario Maker. Everyone loves that. Making games is a game. It's just that people are barely getting into it, and I'm here to explain this to you and to make you have fun. So now I generated a second NPC. Just right click, 2D kit, prefab NPC. I placed him on the vending machine. And now I'm gonna make him invisible. So now I removed his head, his body. So it's creepy. So now I select his head and I say bye bye. So I downgraded his layering on both his parts. So if you unselect him, he's invisible. But for all intent and purpose, he's invisible. But if you select him, you see his feet is. You're gonna talk to him. You're gonna talk to the machine. You just have to configure the dialog to be a convincing vending machine. So now we're gonna an inspector is shop, because this is a shop. It's a vending machine. You're not gonna talk about your day to a machine. Maybe in 5 years they're gonna have Pepsi GPT machines, whatever. So you need to absolutely put 10 in the shop items. The kit is designed for you to put 10. If you want to put 12, you're gonna have to change the code. I don't think if you listen to this tutorial, you're ready to change the code. We're gonna do that much later. But, I mean, big things, small things like run speed, we might do it in an episode or two. But changing the big code, we're not gonna do that for now. So yeah. So you need to put 10 items because it's coded like that. If you don't put, you need to put the number 10 for the slot amount. If you do not put 10 in the slot amount, whatever number is left will be a broken slot. So let's say you put 8, that means you're gonna have 2 broken slots at the bottom of the shopkeeper. They're gonna say like 999 because it's just they're returning a value that is like bigger than what it thinks. It's just not working out. You need to follow how the guides and how the kit works. So even if you don't put 10 items in, you need to put at least the number 10 to generate the slots properly. So now I'm showing you the items folder in the prefab. I don't go over right now all the items because it's not the episode for that. What I'm doing right now is I'm putting the sellable items. So no quest item, just potions. I put 5 of them. And it's going to be enough for the NPC, the vending machine. So now I go over the fact again that if you don't have 10, you're going to have broken slot. I think after that, I'm going to go to the portrait and the dialog line. Oh yeah, and I remember I did not have a portrait because this vending machine comes from the free Japanese city asset. It does not come from the 2D RPG kit. So I did not have included portrait. So I had to make a portrait. But instead of making a good portrait, I just showed you how it works with a free tool with Microsoft Paint. So I'm going to do that real soon. My French counterpart will do it very soon. So now I'm showing you that we need to add a portrait. We're going to add some lines. Actually, it's going to be 3 lines because it's going to be a name, portrait, and then want something. And then since it's a shop, I like to put a closing line like thank you, good job. So now I'm realizing I need to show you how to make a portrait if you don't have it. So you don't have to be an artist for this. You don't have to have any software. This is just Paint that comes with Windows. But automatically it's gonna open paint.net I'm gonna be like, no, paint.net, no, this is like $10. So I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna open the free paint. There are differences, but for this example, it's not gonna matter. Later on, when we do serious editing, we're gonna use a free software named GIMP. GIMP is a free tool, like it's better than Paint. So we're gonna use that. This is not about that. So I show you that you're gonna see white on the contour. But yeah, if I use the GIMP or Paint.net, I could have removed that very easily. But for now, it's not important. We'll get to how to edit pictures much later. So for now, to create a portrait, you just select the tile sheet. You pung the part. You take the part that you want. You Control C to copy, and then you hit new file. But you make it smaller. Otherwise, you're gonna have a lot of white. So you make it very small, and then you paste. It's gonna paste, Control V to paste. Then I zoom to see it, and we see that I did indeed copy and paste a piece of the tile map. So now we basically just have to save this new drawing. So save as PNG, and then I'm just gonna go on the desktop for me, because this is not a project that I need to keep organized. This is something I'm just gonna put the portrait on the desktop. I'm gonna slide it in Unity, and that's it. That's all. But you should make a folder on your desktop, like RPG project, whatever, and in that folder you should put all the assets you work on. All the PNG, the JPEGs, the audio files. You need to organize your own stuff. But with me, I just put it on the desktop. So now I'm gonna slide it in from the desktop onto the Unity file, sprite file. You can also put this at a proper place, but yeah, I'm not gonna convince you to clean your room, am I? So yeah, I just put it there. This is not a clean your room tutorial. So now you need to decide, is this a multiple or a single? This is obviously a single, because it's not a tile map. It's just one image. So, but we still need to put it in 16. We still need to remove the compression and stuff. So do as I did now, and as I showed in previous episode, to configure this properly, and click apply. Then it's properly configured. You're ready to slide it into the field of the dialog file of the vendor NPC. So you need to select the dialog file so it appears in the inspector on the right, and then you need to painfully try to find where it was and slide it in the field. Bam! So now the vending machine looks like its own pixel art. So this is good. I mean, there's a white thing to remove. It's not well edited. We just did this very fast, but it has a portrait. This is a lot better. So now we can give it a name. We can assign the element slot, which is 0 because there's only one. That's something you're gonna have to get used to. In programming, 0 is 1 when you speak about a list of things. Because when you have elements, so if you want to make, I don't know the words in English. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm gonna try to improvise a word. When you want to make like a not a box, damn, you want to make man, so hard. You want to make something that contains 10 things. You have to numerate from 0 to 9 is where I'm getting at. You don't numerate from 1 to 10, you numerate from 0 to 9. So element 0 is the first index, element 9 is the 10th index. So yeah, whatever. So now we see the machine works. Need something? There is a portrait with the white that bothers me. And then we see all of that comes from the kit. It does not come from the Unity. The buy, sell, everything, having items at all, menu, portraits, everything. This is all part of the work that you saved to power level through game dev and get right into it. So I'm not gonna waste my hard-earned 100 gold. I'm just gonna close it now. But you see how now my vending machine works, and you see how the NPC to the right also works. So we just created two types of NPC. The NPC that just talks and does nothing, but we can add anything to him, He has a lot of potential. Don't laugh at Mr. Mustach Man's potential. and we created a vending machine. But we can create a whole bunch of other stuff. We can create an NPC for a door that blocks, NPC for quest, NPC for innkeeper and all, and we're gonna do all that right in the next episode. For now, I'm gonna let you make your own NPCs like I did, and I'll see you guys in episode 6, where we'll continue with the NPCs and the dialogues. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate, and I hope that you will share your art in my Discord. So thank you very much. See you. So hi everyone, thank you very much for staying until the end of the video. I like to take this time to ask you to please go on Steam and wishlist my game. Also, you can go on Twitch to see me doing some live development occasionally. If you're a super chat or super chatted, you can do additional support on Patreon. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. Those are really what I'm looking after, because I need to reach 500 subscribers to even be able to get some sort of income from YouTube. Until then, I'm doing this all for free. So thank you for subscribing very much.